All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Here I am, Sister Deborah. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. And I'm going to really cover some questions that never and have not been answered. Questions that has not been answered. And matter of fact, there's questions that won't be answered. There are those who are not even seeking questions in this day and time. Is because all their questions are answered. Pretty much people are in a time period, not in a time, we're in this day where people think they have all their questions answered. And the answers to their question rest within them. So that's good. That's really good. If all the questions that one has already rest within them, so they have no questions. But I say this, being a servant of the Most High Yah, I had to face something that was really worth facing. I have to face the reality of being a servant of the Most High Yah was never meant to be nowhere near easy. It was never meant to be, how would I say it, a position or a appointment by the Most High Yah to be comfortable. Okay? Never was it. When Yah son, his servant, he didn't send them here to seek being comfortable. You get what I'm saying? Because the mission itself take you out of every zone that might appear to be comfortable for many people, trillions of people. But for the servants of the Most High Yah, he sent not one. This is what he's telling my spirit when I was in the water, washing my face before I came on live. He said, he did not send us to be comfortable or to think that we come to serve him in a situation or in a living that's comfortable. And I can salute to that, being in Georgia and being taught how to live your daily bread. When you learn by the Spirit what that means and how that is applied to you, it's the work of him from the inside, teaching you how to live your daily bread, meaning not looking forward to nothing outside of what he's willing to give you each day. Mm-hmm. I know you all might not have known this, but everybody who portray that they are a servant of the Most High Yah, they would say that they are a servant of the Most High Yah, but yet they beyond their daily bread. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that they can't come on this platform in their places of worship where they have hundreds, thousands of people, where they minister and teach. They couldn't teach the message daily bread. Why? Because they don't know what that means. They don't know how to apply that and live the way that they're living. Okay? Only those that Yah has truly sent down. Because as I was washing my face, I began to think about Abraham. The first one I thought was Solomon and David. I realized David couldn't have everything David had, any and everything Solomon had. If you listen to Solomon, if you really listen to him, he was never happy. Nothing he had brought him to a level of comfortable. You see, his whole living was to take on King David's position. And what was King David's position? He fought battles all his living. All his living. So when you think of him slinging that rock, hitting Goliath, that was just the beginning. Goliath represents something big and tall and large, but that's the sign. When you look at it and you see that he was a young boy having to first fight the giant that nobody wanted to fight or was afraid to fight. This is who David's whole living was about. So no matter what he had, he still wasn't sunk down here to be comfortable, even in that very thing that he had. Solomon, same thing. Solomon was looking for a comfort zone in all the wrong places. That's also answered a lot of questions why people can have all they want, all they need, and not be in need for nothing, and to be the most miserable people on the face of the earth. Miserable, unhappy, suicidal, very, very unhappy. And they just play that role day after day after day after day. But Yah was explaining to me that I son no one as my servant to be comfortable in a way of living on this earth. And I get it. I really get it. Because I believe you can be so comfortable to where Yah does not mean that very much to you. Because it's like, what do I need him for? What would I want him for? What will be his purpose? You see? And it's only when sickness, pain, hardship, suffering, and death they run. Why? Because money can't buy that. You see? Money can't pay off that. Money can't give you that comfortable feeling you feel on those things. And they never look to those things because life is so well for them. They don't look over on that side. They're so busy looking on this right side, they don't look over on that side. So he was telling me, I never sent my servants, not my servants, Deborah, to serve me in a comfortable zone. Because we can't portray that role after all the majority of the servants were tormented, they were beaten, they were put in prison year after year after year. They were tortured and they were murdered. So you see the zone of what Yah is saying. His servant didn't come here to live under that comfort zone. Not at all. So I wanted to have that because I know I heard that when I was in water washing my face before I come on live, and he just spoke it real nice, smooth, and quiet. Deborah, I did not send anyone to live a comfort mission, purpose as a servant of the Most High Yah. Okay, I want to talk about several things here. Okay, I want to talk about it is important that if you can, gather you water. If you can, gather you water. A lot of people think they need the bottled water, the little drinking bottle, but you can gather all kind of water. The dollar store has water. Dollar Tree, Walmart. These are places you can get water by gallons. And when you get this water, see to it that you get plenty of it. Okay. I would say maybe 4 or more gallons of bleach as well. Okay. I don't put any trust in no one on this earth. I don't trust those that's leading this country at all. Even though everything they are going to do or planning to do, heavens already knew it. But this water and this power, somewhere along the line, they are going to try to use tampering with the water in the United States of America. Nowhere else. Not over in Iran. Nowhere else. Likewise with the power. Do you all remember when they shut down everything? 99.1 billion had no idea the shutdown was to shut down just to reset. They shut down everything just to reset everything. And they did a good job at it. Because even today, when people talk about the COVID and the shutdown, no one never think that, wait a minute, what was that to shut us down? It's because they needed to reset us. They did an excellent job there too, because they was able to successfully reset the system, reset the food, the water. They reset everything and reboot things back up as if it was just closed down for the reason in which they said that it was. So they mastered it. But I want to let you know, they didn't just come up with that 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. That's been in the making for a long time before Donald Trump was even where he at today. As far as his age, he most likely was a little boy when they had this plan this way. See, one thing people don't understand, this world, when they do stuff, they don't just come out of the woodwork, just come out of nowhere. Oh, we're going to do this. Oh, we're going to do this. No. It takes a whole bunch of table talking, a whole bunch of years building, figuring this thing out, working on this thing. I just was going over this morning how the Most High said in that terrible day of Yah, they're going to be running to the mountains, to the cliffs, underneath the rocks. And I was like, what's underneath? That's the tunnel. That's the city. That's a little world down there. And I can't even say that it's a little, because I'm going to tell you the truth. It's bigger than what you see on at the top. I'm going to tell you the truth about it. They world beneath us is just as big, but better. You ain't going to find no junk food, this pharmaceutical medicine, and you ain't going to find all that down there. They got the best of the best. Okay? I mean, they got everything that up here do not have. Just imagine how many years it took to get it to where it's at now. But I believe, just as they shut it down in 2021, I think it was in 22 and 23, I believe that they're doing another kind of a shutdown, and they're going to use Iran's war as a reason to shut down on things that the people in this country need the most. And I don't even think they even worried about food. I'm gonna be wrong. I'm gonna be for real. They're not worried about food, because food can play a big role in what they're doing. Food can cause people to come kill you that never killed anybody before. So they're not too concerned about the things like food. But I believe for them to bring this country down the next time, I believe they're going to do it with the towers, with the water. Another reason, I don't know if y'all heard about those AI centers that's just jumping up and booming. You see how they building them so quick and real fast? What are the two things that they need? They said the AI centers and all over the place that they're building. What is it that this system needs? They said power and water. And this is why the people that have homes and lives in this area, this is why they're complaining. How can a system like that be built on power and water? Come on now. They're saying that they need water for these systems, these AI centers that they're building all over the place. And they are building them really fast. They got a lot of them, and they didn't build them, and they didn't care if you had a home or you had land. You got booted out, whether you liked it or not. They built without getting no okay from nobody. They didn't have to. They got a plan. They got a real plan. So even with this situation, I say to you, water, 4 or more gallons of bleach, because I don't care how one tamper with the water. If you have to flush your toilet, if you have to use water from bottles to do this, always put drops of bleach, even in your toilet. So when you having all this water, you're using it for two reasons. More, not two reasons, many a reason. But the bleach is going to support what is the water is going to be needed to clean, to sanitize, to make sure odor and cleaning is taking place while you're using all this water. You need the water to bathe. You're going to need the water to drink. So you can use bottled waters or gallon of water. But I suggest at this time that people gather water and also candles, lighters, matches, batteries, flashlights, anything that can use batteries or anything that you can have light, okay, without electric. Because if they're going to do anything, I don't think another virus would do it. I think they know that the next step is to turn it up. Why? It's because the people here in this country has given them the assurance that it's okay. That's why they got other things to draw your attention away from the main things that they got prepared. They're ready. I mean, I'm gonna tell you that they're ready as ready could be. It ain't nothing that they ain't prepared to do. But what about the people here in this country? They are so good at making sure the people's focus is somewhere else while they're ready. The people still thinking it's about collecting guns, being ready. And the number one thing I see that's actually happening and that's going to catch many people off is there is a people, and I'm going to say it, that European white people are really, really ready to start a racial war. And they, which are setting these things up, they already know they can kick that off at a blink of an eye. That too. I'm going to talk about something. So I say unto you, it's so many different things. Oh, man. Lighters and candles. I have collect probably in the last 6 years. And I know the batteries, I had to redo those and throw those away, but because when I checked them to see if they were any good, they weren't any good anymore, most of them. But I have my matches, my candles, and all of those things, but I don't have them where I'm at now, but I have them. I have them over in the lower level at the house that my son and my ex-husband stay, because when I moved out of that house, South County, and moved here, which is another total different county, I couldn't take all that stuff. So they had room and I didn't have room. But I suggested you all make sure that you get these things just to have them. One thing I would say about they are preparing to, if they dropped a piece of paper in the midst of the Europeans, the white people, and say, okay, go, they'll jump on it right here today and go out and use their weapons to take out as many brown-skinned people they can find. No mercy, no heart. It's too heavy in them, y'all. It doesn't matter. It's rooted so heavy in them that they been waiting for this day, because they also thought that this is what Donald Trump mean when he said make America great. We're gonna be the ones that make it great, and according for us to make it great, we got to bring it back to where we're the greatest. You see, so he has gotten a lot of, and I'll tell you something else a lot of people didn't pay attention to. I remember when Donald Trump was running to be elected, you had a lot of melanated people on stage boosting him up, praising him. I have noticed something that is matching to the T of brown-skinned people conducting themselves as if they are not human. I'm serious. I am dead serious. I've seen it yesterday, all in the last 3 or 4 months. I've seen this at the highest of the highest degree. And it's just off the chain. Let me say that down. Donald Trump had a lot of brown-skinned people running with him, showing their tails, talking about wearing the red hat. Candace Owens is a snake in the grass, and she ain't no small one. She's a heavy hitter, and she is never, ever going to be about her own people. She is that heavy hitter like Oprah. You know, she's a heavy hitter against her owns. You see, that's why you won't hear her cover. Now, she will cover Charlie Kirk, but she won't cover all these young people, brown skin, being hung, being murdered. She ain't gonna touch none of that. You see what I'm saying? And it's so many of brown skinned people go following her and eating up on her. When that's how people were doing Donald Trump. But did you, or were you aware? I mean, I saw it myself. I mean, I actually watched it. And I watched it and I said, this is why I said that they're gone. Judah is gone. Donald Trump visit so many sundown towns. Did y'all know that? Before he was elected. That was his mission, to make sure he touched base with as many sundown towns as possible. And not one brown-skinned person spoke against what he was doing at all. I look at brown-skinned people now. Won't say nothing about sundown town. They won't even inform their young men and their young women to not go over to that place, that place, that place. Here's the list. These are all sundown places. They got it the way they want it, because at a certain time, you there, you dead. And nobody said nothing. Nobody is talking. Nobody said nothing. This is what make me know that there is something that's just, and it's not, I don't think it's something that we could even do anything about. I think if we were this way toward a creator, this is showing our true person. I'm gonna be honest, because if a creator chose you for special people, and you didn't even recognize or have the respect to recognize that you was a special people of his choice, something got to be wrong with you. So I'm like, watching Donald Trump go to different sundown towns, I said, dude, why ain't the black people saying something? Which what I was saying, why ain't they saying something? Why ain't nobody saying anything about that? But then here you get the brown skinned people, which people, they want to be called black. So you see, even that, if you don't think nothing wrong would be called, wanting and accepting and living by the name black as who you are, yeah, something wrong with you. You see what I'm saying? You don't think that's unhuman? This is black, but we want to be called that. Even with white people, to me, they pink. They pink. They're not even white. They pink. They're not even red. They pink. They get blush pink when they get mad. They pink. That's a color they will not want to accept. But that's the truth of who they are. But we'll call them white. The ideal of white and what it represents, they accept that. And they don't look nothing like this here that's on my head. They are pink. And that's a color they refuse to say that they are. Now watch this. Donald Trump went to the sundown towns to tell the people in the sundown towns, keep up your good work. Follow, am I going to be in trouble? You going to be in trouble tonight, Deborah. You going to be in trouble. He traveled to the sundown towns to tell them, keep up the good work. Me being elected, me getting in there, many don't understand why and what for. I'm getting inside just to be bringing things on against those brown-skinned people, and you're going to see me doing it. And y'all make sure y'all get ready. Y'all been doing a good job now. Keep that work up. He didn't assure them when he get in office, continue it. Continue it. He already let them know. A lot of you all did not know that that's majority of the people that are connected to Make America Great are hateful pink people. Ooh, go there, Deborah. That's who that is. Hateful pink people. These are the people in all over the United States that still have in their heart their forefathers' wickedness. Now, the sad part, no, don't say it's sad, Deborah. Don't say it's sad. The children or the seeds of those men and those lying women. This is the seed. They are the seeds. That's why what happened to Nolan Wells, I can give you the clear cut of it. 2050 anniversary. He was a sacrifice. He was murdered for that purpose. Look how many people involved in that. And guess what, y'all? It's way over 20. You see how knit together they sticking? Nancy Gray, all of them was a part of it, y'all. And we as people walk around like we less than human. Why? Being less than human to me is when you can't function here. For real, for real, for real. When you got an issue here, something wrong. And that's what I've been seeing. And I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show you what I see. Now, so when I see this Nolan Wells situation, it's so as clear can be that he was murdered. It is so clear can be how many people were involved. And guess what else happening? Y'all did not know. They got others adding on to it that's also involved. We'll make them involved, Deborah, because all of them was partaker in what happened, the way it happened, how it happened, and they happy about it. They happy about it to where they are willing to threaten everybody on YouTube that said something about it. You gonna tell me that this thing ain't big? See how big it is? And do y'all understand why? You know why it's so big? Y'all don't even know, do you? I'm telling you, really don't. This is making them their day. This is what they've been yearning for a long time. To be able to do something in broad daylight and show a brown-skinned nation of people. Not only did we kill him, we studied killing you. And you ain't got a man that can grip his balls and stand up. Let me give you an example. The Spirit came to me about the young lady that they hung a few days ago in Mississippi. He said, do you see what took place, Deborah? And I said, I see it. But Father, she ain't the only one. They didn't cut up. They didn't burn so many after this Nolan Well. They sent in a sign. But guess what they found out? Guess what they found out? Them people still less than human. We showing them everything that we doing, and they still ain't busting a move. Why aren't they busting a move? Because they out there killing each other. They got to kill their mother first. They got to kill their babies and their children. They got to kill their girlfriend and their wife. That is what has happened to the brown skinned nation of men. Let me show you the sign that the Father gave me. He said, Deborah, they are so bold about it. They are so bold about it, Deborah. And he asked me, what is it? I said, woo! He knew not to ask me. What is it I said? I said, I see it, Father. That this was different because they tired. They see nobody buckling up or coming after them. They tired. They didn't switch over, Father. He said, what is it I said? I said, Father, that girl, they made sure that they put her high. They put her high up in the tree. Why? So it won't keep being covered up that it's a suicide. They sending a message. We're going to hang y'all tails. This one, you're going to know that it's us because we're going to put her too high to have done it herself. Woo! They hung her so high to send a sign all the way low to the earth. Yeah, we did it. And what you going to do? Not one black man bust a move. They busting a lot of move on YouTube to get that check at the end of the month. That's the only move they gonna bust. Not now one of them make any sense. But you know what they saying? This is what they say. Since they want to keep saying, okay, suicide, we'll show them it's us. It ain't no suicide. But who's saying it's suicide? The line cops, the line morgue, the people who do the bodies, all of them lying. You see how many invested in it? But these that's doing the crime, that's doing the murder, in their spirit, hey, they saying, we don't forget that. I tell you what, let's send another sign. What kind of sign can we send? We've been burning them up. We've been cutting them up. We've been lynching them and all kind of things. And them people still ain't got no sense to see something wrong, Judah. Judah still can't comprehend. But Judah want to portray that he's human. But something here is gone. I'm going to break that stuff down tonight. So what did they do? So the Father said, what is it I see? I said, I see that they put her high. That's their sign. Yes, it is. They actually put her high enough to let you know that's us. We are back. That's what they saying. We got to send a sign to let them know it's us. Yeah, we doing it. Yeah, we getting away with it. They put her high enough to say it ain't suicide. You see the sign they sitting here showing these brown-skinned men. Now you said a man. Let me tell you why I said a man. The Father was teaching me about, go back to Genesis chapter 6. When I go back to Genesis chapter 6, I run right back in. The men were multiplying and selling their daughters. Showing you the heart of Judah men is so wicked and evil. This was the day of Noah. Nothing matter like unto today. Their children are being done away with being murdered, either by them or by the enemy that has the same heart of hate that they have. But they getting a kick out of it. That's why they put her high. They put her higher to show you all that, hey, it's us. We are back. They doing it in hope that something up here click that we back. But you're dealing with a brown-skinned people that never did right by a creator that chose them as a special people. They can't do anything. They can't bust a move toward their nation. They can't help their nation because they're too busy destroying it. They killing just as many as they are. And guess what they doing? Standing back laughing at you. This Nolan Wells is a game, yeah. It's introducing something to a people, and the people walking around like, what's going on? But now, let me throw down now. Farrakhan, let's go there. Islam, the Muslim. You didn't see him bust a move, did you? You don't see them doing anything. See, a lot of people ain't paying no attention to all that. But I'm looking at it two ways. I'm looking at it in the realm of the spirit, and I'm looking at it in the realm of the natural. And both ways look real bad, y'all. But guess what? Make it even worse. Many people going to get away with it before it's over. A lot of it before it's over. So when I think of Farrakhan, I'm like saying, in a situation like this, why haven't Farrakhan pulled up? Farrakhan is bought even his leader before him that passed away. Farrakhan and the whole Muslim community that's with Farrakhan. Farrakhan had sold out a long time ago. Farrakhan is one of those individuals connected to the elites. Debbie, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Oh, yeah, I'm already in trouble. What the rats behind do I care? Oh, yes, that's who Farrakhan is. Farrakhan don't come step into nothing. How do you think Malcolm X got out of here? If he can come back, he can break it down to y'all better than I can and let you know the deepness of it. Farrakhan is even with those that are part of the fake Jews. Yeah, I didn't know it, did you? Farrakhan is with the elites, y'all. You know who else? Do anybody know who else? Along with them? Al Sharpton. He's the worm that's in the grass. When I think of Farrakhan, I think of low as low. I don't see him to be where everybody would put him, where he ain't never said nothing to me, or said, not to me, but said anything that made me put him any level outside of under my feet. That's how I saw him. But I know that he is a sold out. These are people who have sold out to the elites If you let us stay in the game and let us just be this and be this, we'll be okay. That's why they don't bust a move on stuff like this. His whole army should have been in Mississippi around about now. See, y'all don't get it. You really don't get it. They've been sold their people out. And just like Farrakhan, I don't think Farrakhan is black. I think Farrakhan have some Arab in him. You see what I'm saying? Farrakhan was sold out a long time ago. Check all his symbols that surrounds him and the different things they have on their clothing and on their hats and how their temple and everything. You guys, these people been sold out. So watch this. Al Sharp has arranged. Who gave this skinhead the power to organize a march in Washington on August the 28th? When he gained that type of power? Come on now. I'm going to tell you what the Spirit told me. He didn't ask me, what do you think? He told me. I already saw Al Sharp like that, but wait till you find out what is really going on. So Al Sharp has arranged a march on August the 28th at Washington, D.C. Why? Why Washington, D.C.? Why are you forming a black people to come and march at Washington, D.C.? You notice, I don't know if y'all notice, brown-skinned people have not formed themselves at all in quite a while. They're gone. That's why. They are totally gone, y'all. I used to say that to y'all 3 years ago, and you all never paid it any attention, but I can still say it. They're gone. Who gave Al Sharp the power, the authority, and the finances to be able to pull that off? That skinhead man ain't never supported to the highest degree anything that had to do with we as a people. It's a setup. In hope that brown skin will be who they are. Many of them of on substance. They didn't put all these chemicals in their smoke and their weed and in their gummies, and you about to form a march in Washington, D.C. How you doing? Hold up. Do y'all understand what's in Washington, D.C.? Who told Al Sharp that he has the power and the authority to form a march there in Washington, D.C.? You see the powers working behind him? That's how he got that. Because Umar said something that made a lot of sense. He said, if anything, everybody should be marching in Mississippi. Because Umar pulled up at least 8 different lynchings in Washington, D.C. in the last year. Not Washington, in Mississippi in the last year. So Umar said, well, we need to hit each one of those cities that took place where these people was lynched or, murdered like that. We need to hit that. Why are we going to Washington, D.C.? And I sit there and said, look at that brown-skinned man nose. But he still can't get it. Al Sharp is setting the people up. Setting the people up. What money do it look like we should be taking to Washington, D.C.? You trying to do what Farrakhan did, which was very crooked. A lot of people here today still didn't know. Y'all, it was the crookedest thing that black people, not black, but brown-skinned people could have ever done, was the Million Man March. So lame, so crooked. So many women were murdered when their husband came back from that Million Man March. So many women testified how the beating started. So many women talked about how their finances was so bad because they was trying to pay just for their man to get to go to Washington, D.C. for the Million Man March. And they wasn't working. Many of those men that turned up there is because women saw to it that they got a chance to go to that Million Man March. Finances. Farrakhan was telling the crooked European pink people, I show you that we can bring all money to this state. That's all it was about, $1. That's what Farrakhan did. We're going to not only make the airline money, we're going to make the bus company money. We're going to make the hotels money. We're going to make the restaurants money. Farrakhan set brown skin up so bad. I look back at it and said, these people are just like you said, Father. These people are so stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. They can't get it at all. And they ain't going to get it. They're not going to get it. Matter of fact, I'm going to go and bust it like it is. It's not in His will that they get it. Let me just cut it out like that. Because if they haven't gotten it by now, they ain't going to get it. But I tell you what, He got it, the Most High Yah. He got the plan in His hand. He's allowing these things to get as worse as it got to get right here and now. That's why I say y'all be careful out there thinking that y'all living high on the hog and it's about you, and mine's mine. Be careful out there because it's coming for you. Oh, yes, it's coming for you. With that mentality here, you don't even have to think it. It's how you live it, how you walk it, how you talk it, how you feel it. You see? So what happened is Al Sharp is bringing the march to Washington, D.C. For what? Want me to show you what? Why are you taking the march to Washington, D.C., knowing that ICE is going to be waiting for y'all? Why? Because he's selling out brown-skinned people. Because brown-skinned people won't think for themselves. It's got to get worse, like the Father said. Because it's no way no one is crying out to the Father to bring the prayers to the kingdom. No, they ain't. They busy killing their children, their women, their mom, their dad, their brother, their friends. They gone, y'all. Now, nobody on this earth would have caught the fact that the reason why they did that last hanging in Mississippi and took it that high length is the sinner's statement. Who got the statement? A female, a prophetess in the wilderness. She checked that. And you know who checked me? The Most High said, what is it that I see? I said, Father, they sending a statement. Farrakhan, he sold out. He's a sellout. Him and his Muslim group All of them. They have always been in the dark, serving the dark. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would put him close to a Mason, a Mason up in there. Probably even a heavier hitter than that. That's who Farrakhan is. The whole Muslim in here in the United States of America. That's why they won't do right for their own nation. You know who else? Oprah. She's a heavy hitter. Oprah is the heavy hitter for the organ trafficking, the flesh trafficking, the blood trafficking, the children trafficking. Oh, she's the heavy hitter in that area. Mm-hmm. You think that the Most High gonna come down here and bust a move for you? Mm-mm. He see what your own people are doing, and just because y'all stand y'all tails around and act like it ain't nothing going on, that ain't his issue. Because he was saying something to me when I was coming back from the store today. He said, when people don't say nothing, it's because they're involved in it here, Deborah. Because you got to be able to see wrong to call it wrong. And if you can't call it wrong for what it appeared to be, then something wrong with you. And that's what I believe. I believe that too. I said, Father, I can see that because no one wants to call out unrighteous. Nobody wants to call out unjust. Everybody just want to sit still with where everything is at and just say whatever. But he said, because it's in here. It's in them already. To sit in that like that. Now, Al Sharp, he's going to do it. And I'm like, Omar, I'm with him. It should have been marching to Mississippi. But I can't be with him because they missing everything. They're not getting it. They're not really getting it, what's going on. You can't get these melanated, brown-skinned men to come into any type of form. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it for righteous. They wasn't doing it for justice. See, what people don't understand, justice, the law of justice for the world is not the law of justice for righteous. Oh, Deborah, did you go there? Oh, yes, I did. And it went over their head. The law of justice for the law of the world is not the law of justice for righteousness. Oh, baby, it can't even come near. See, because righteous is just. Just is righteous. That's a total difference. That's a total powerful law in Yah. Then you got here in the world a law. And with that law, you got justice. You tell me what justice hold righteous in this law of this country. Anybody pull up, make it make sense. You can't. So this is why I try to teach the two separate ones so you can understand it. You got to understand Yah has a law. And in his law is just. And in just is righteousness. And in righteous is just. That's the law of Yah. So let's go over here to this world. Let's go to Mississippi. Mississippi got a law. And their law is connected to their just. And they just is connected to their law. And you're going to tell me where is righteous in it? Come on, pull up. Somebody who think they got some sense, pull it up. How is their just and their law? What happened to their righteousness? So while we're running around here talking about when justice for Norwell, justice for Norwell, sit your tails down. There's no justice without righteousness. That's why the Father told me it's all dark. Oh, Father, yeah, it's all dark. Why? He is righteous. He is just. He is the law. But down here on this earth, in this country, they got a law, but it ain't just. Why ain't it just, Deborah? They got a law, Deborah. Why ain't it ain't just? Deborah, why it ain't just? Because there's no righteous in it. You ain't gonna find righteous in it. Nowhere near it. So you can't run around here. We want justice for Norwells and all the ones that's dying. They dying in what you call vain. Hate to say it like that. They're dying in vain. Because any brown-skinned man, this is what you don't hear the ICU, what is it? IUIC, them Hebrew Israelite groups, you don't hear them coming up, pulling up. I told y'all, these are people that's just clowns. They want to start organizations that make them their own king, leader, ruler in line. And they just don't understand. They're fools sitting on the earth, waiting for their turn, because their turn gonna pull up too. Oh yeah, I mean what he say, and he say what he mean. If it's gonna have to get to be the worstest of the worstest time, guess what? Everybody gonna feel that bad boy. Because his word is about what he say, and he say what it's about. It's the worstest of the worst. And hey, we ain't there at that level, but we going heading that way. So these things must be. The Father spoke to me last week, and he said, Deborah, you can't expect people to see what I show you. You seeing it both ways. Don't expect them to be able to see both ways. Because if they had to see it both ways, they probably wouldn't even want to live. Because they'll see it for really what it was, is, and gonna be. And that's totally different from the way everybody's seeing stuff today. You're not seeing the whole overall. Like I was just telling you about the girl that's hung on the tree. They saying we back. We doing this like we always once used to. Yeah, they covering up for us. They telling us it's no foul play. They telling the dumb people it's no foul play. Oh, they commit suicide. There's no they did it to themselves. They did it. Who are they telling that to? A people that's gone. They function is less than human. That's why they telling you that. Because you got to figure out, well, wait a minute. Where are these children that's being done like that? Where are their parents? Where are their parents' parents? Where are their cousins, their uncles, their brothers, they friends? Where's everybody at? Why are these people leaving here and everybody talking about we want to put them away? All they interested in is putting them in the ground. I wouldn't be surprised if that lady had already put her daughter in the ground. In that daughter's fingernails probably got all kind of DNA all up in it, but you done got her in the ground, just like Noah, Whale's mother. This is so dark, it's crazy. Ben Crump. Oh, y'all. I said to the Father, I said, it's Al Sharp a monster? He said, he's a monster. Ben Crump, he's a monster and a fool. They are not about standing up for justice because they're not doing things righteous, people. And nothing Bill Crump nor Al Sharp is doing, will do, is righteous. Neither one of them have what it takes to fight a case. Why? Because they're not righteous. They've been following the protocol of stepping in on many deaths throughout the last 20, 10, 15 years and ain't never done nothing to bring the type of justice. But I forgot. When there's no righteous, there's no just. It's just justice. The United States way. The United States have a law and justice, no righteous. So y'all need to put that in your wallet and in your purse, because that's what it is. That's the reality of it that many of you all go to Dumb City on. That's the reality of it. There's no righteous. That's why you can't get just. You're going to pull up with Ben Crump. He has no righteous in him. Al Sharp, he has no righteous in him. The young man, mother and father, no righteous in him. Now, right now, all they need is money. That's all they want. That's all they want. Because anytime you're looking for justice without righteousness, it's not justice and righteousness. It's justice for finances. That's all they're looking for. That's all they're looking for. He gone now. Ben Crump, I can hear him telling her, oh, see, he gone, and yep, something happened, and yeah, they did it to him, but right now we can tag it along and make it, draw it on out. But just imagine when you come out of this, you're gonna be wealthy, you and her, and I'm sorry you lost your brother. That's what Al Sharp and Ben Crump is feeding this lady. Ben Crump have fed every one of those brown skin mothers, especially, and those who had fathers. This is how he fed them, and they put all their trust and their hope in them. So when y'all hear me say that the father said it's all dark, that's why, because the parents ain't. It's no righteous in them. It's no righteous in them. That's why you cannot get just without any righteous. Just come by righteous. These people are sending a sign that we're not even going to sacrifice one of ours. If it come down, yeah, we have to sacrifice one, but we ain't gonna even sacrifice one, even though it's a many of us that's involved in Noah Wells. We ain't sacrificing none of them. We sending a sign 2050. 4th of July, 2050 years. We just checked him in on that as a sacrifice. That's how they see it, y'all. That's how they see it. All these other people, they're dying like crazy. No just. Because there's no righteous. Everybody playing in the ballpark. There's no righteous. Now I'm going to go and share something with y'all. Y'all got to understand, you're talking to a person that have 6 children. 4 men and 2 daughters. It can be knowing well a month ago, and my son or my daughter today. With me, I've already said, if I had to come to a level of what this has to happen to mine, let me tell you something. They're going to know what it's like to have righteous connected to justice. They're going to know what it's like to have righteous connected to justice. And I said to the Father, and I ain't coming out. I'm not going to eat, sleep, or open my mouth till you come off that throne. Like he care if I don't eat, drink, unless you come off that throne. But let me tell y'all something. I've gotten to know him. And know, when I call on him, he comes down. I don't know about you and how you play, you know him. And how you think you know him. I know him like that. Now, I know life and death is in the hand of the Most High Yah, but even my children steps in so much dark situations, and it's nothing I can do. But I tell you what, pull up with one of mine like that. Y'all won't know me no more, but I tell you what, you're going to hear about it. Because I'm going to call the kingdom all the way down. I'm calling him down. I've seen him take lives. When I call him down, he come down. What's going on? Not like he don't know. He want to hear what I got to say. Like he tell me, what is it you see it? Like he see it all. He sees it all. But he asked me, what is it you see it? I said, they didn't hung that girl so high to send a sign so low to all these Negroes down here on this earth. Look what we just did. Now we're back. And they still didn't get it. They still didn't catch it. So I say unto you all, even explaining to y'all just then, and I know it went over many of you all's head, when there's no justice with no righteous, then there's no justice. And that's why the Father told me Nolan's situation is a lot of darkness. Because you got Ben Crump and you got Al Sharpton. Now, I told you all about Farrakhan. He's one of those, and that's how he's lived so long. That's how Farrakhan then was able to form their big organization like they did, and nobody touched him. That's why he was already signed in big time. See, these people already had sold their soul out already. They have already sold their soul out. Many people have, because they are trading the world. They're accepting the things of the world and thinking they're going to be good. I'm good to go. I got this, I got this, I got this. They don't understand you done bought the world already in your spirit because it's in your flesh. That's your identity. You come down to live out that flesh. And that's who your spirit going to allow to live out your flesh. Okay. Now, another one was Al Sharpton, Washington, D.C. That's a sad situation there. And he's going to form that. You see his skinhead all in the media talking about marching in Washington. For what? For what? Let me tell y'all something. They went looking for this young man. He was missing. They went looking for him, and then they found him. I think, was it a day after or 2 days? I think the 5th. They found him. But the sad part about it is this. Why is it humans can't see? Why did Ben Crump, Nolan Wells' mother, Nolan Wells' father, where's their family? Come on, pull up. Where's your family? What happened to your son that they brought that body in and you didn't get to identify it? Why you didn't get to identify your baby's body? It's against the law. You have every right to identify your child's body. What along the line, Ben Crump, did you let them not let her see her son? Had she seen him, then she would have saw what they had done with him. 2 women that did the transfer for his second autopsy, they said he had him face down, and they said when you look at him, you wouldn't even know who he was. They had beat him so bad. See how they play? You see how Ben Crump play like they playing a role? And guess who they doing it to? Dumb, melanated people. They gone. Only melanin. These black men and women on this YouTube cutting up, starting all kind of wrong. Everything they doing is wicked and evil. Ain't none one of them got it right. They couldn't see right if they saw it. They'll call it wrong. That's how messed up their mentality is. They on here for subscribers and likes. I can understand the deepness of why these platforms belong to Satan. I can see why. Because people are on here and they will write anything, say anything, talk anything, teach anything in the name of getting a check at the end of the month. And then I sit back and say, listen to this, y'all. Watch this. Nolan Wells' body was taken to Washington, D.C., where this one man, which is said is a melanated a race, that did the second autopsy for who? The parents. What are you looking for an autopsy when you didn't even look at your son when they brought him in? How stupid! How are you and your attorney letting his body be shipped somewhere and you ain't took a look at your son to identify him? Y'all, you can be shot in the head and they still will cause you to come in to see if you can identify. What went on to where this woman and her husband didn't have enough sense to identify their son? And this is where another seeing it in both sides, in the natural and in the spirit, is right here. They took this young man over to Washington, D.C. Here we go, in Washington, D.C. And he's supposed to have been the number one person to do autopsy. Supposed to be the best of the best. What fool that was stoop as low as he did and be labored the best? You know why they labored him the best and told it all over the news and told everybody? You know why? That was a cover up too. That was a cover up to make Nick Rose think he was sent to somebody else. See? And we still didn't get no results. See? Because let me tell y'all one thing. This individual who was doing the second autopsy was paid big time. Now watch this. Who does an autopsy without the body? You shouldn't have put your monkey hands on him without all the parts. Who does an autopsy on half of a body? A crooked individual. He's crooked. All of this is a scam. It's not a scam. It's bigger than that. But it's all showing you the level of what y'all is allowing things to be what it is. And even though y'all can't see this, but the Spirit allowed me to see it, guess what? That just shows me what he was saying. All of a sudden, when things hit hell, hit the wall, hit the ground, that's when everybody gonna see, and it's gonna be too late, like the days in Noah. Because I'm like saying, but Father, why ain't people seeing this? Why can't they see this here? What autopsy person that's supposed to be the number one? Why are you putting your monkey hands on a body when all the parts ain't there? They got his stomach and everything out of his stomach. They got his this part. Wait a minute. He couldn't even say if the young man drowned because they had the parts of his lungs where he couldn't determine. Talking about we wasn't sending it. Who does that mess? Who pays this man this type of money to do an autopsy for him to turn around and say it undecided or, having what? See how it's paid, y'all? They paid him. They paid him to portray that he was doing an autopsy of Nolan Well without the parts. And he have the audacity to do it. You see the setup? You see the setup? You see the setup? And you know what? I just really thought of how they setting brown skins up. They setting y'all tails up. Because I'm sitting here looking at that and I'm like saying, wait a minute. was saying all of it's dark. So what happened? They putting a threat on people all over that they're going to kill them if they say anything. Now, if nothing happened and y'all wasn't in the wrong, why are you trying to kill somebody who ain't done nothing to it? Because they talking? Well, we don't, y'all not even allowed to talk. Shut up. Let us do what we want to do. We're back. That's what they said. We're back. They coming in with a punch. We're back. America gonna be great again. And y'all cannot blame them. America was founded on murder. The land was taken over by murdering, stealing, and killing. So America got to get back great doing just that. See, many of you all wouldn't even figure that out. So they are trying to make it great again, great in what they've been great at, killing and stealing. And that's what they're doing. I sit back and I say, why would he want to take that autopsy and do it with all that money they paid him just to say it's incomplete because you didn't got the parts? Your hands shouldn't even been on them. You should have shipped that bad boy right back to her and say by law. And Ben Crump should have filed a complaint in the court that they released that body over to the second autopsy. They didn't do that. You see how they playing, y'all? Ben Crump about that dollar. He's already told her that's okay. So-and-so lost a son, so-and-so lost a son, so-and-so lost a son. They lost, but they wealthy now. That's all. That's how Judah is. He sell out big time. Quick. He'll sell his mom out by blowing her head away. He'll sell his children out by killing them and think he done something. Seriously, they gone. They gone. And I'm sitting here saying, wait a minute, hold up. Donald Trump now pull up. Who are they talking to? Father. Who are they sending a sign? They sending a sign to these black people who think that they black. They sending a sign to a people who think that they black. They are sending a sign. Why are they sending that sign? Why is it so easy for them to do everything they're doing? Because the men of the tribe of Judah has disappointed the Most High so much to where they are just at a standstill. If they can't kill their own, they ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. They waiting to kill their own sister. They waiting to kill their mama. They waiting to kill their daddy. We want to kill our people. That's all they're waiting for. Now, Donald Trump pull up. And this whole Farrakhan, Al Sharp, Ben Crump, and every wannabe black people, did nobody bust a move when Trump pulled up and sent his attorney to the case. Nobody sees nothing wrong with that. Trump's attorney is now going to work with the European boys, the pink boys in this case. Is he really working? No, they just know that brown-skinned people ain't got no mind. They less than human. They don't think. See, a lot of y'all think that when they say less than human, that you ain't human. They say in your mindset. You don't make righteous choices. You don't think. You don't function. They can do anything to you, and you, yes, sir, you will cut your daddy head off for them. That's what all of them are doing. They don't bother nobody but their own. They think it's about destroying their own nation, just like it said. They don't have no problem doing it at a blink of an eye. So when you see Donald Trump send his attorney, that shut this country down for every melanated person on the face of this in this country. And they missed it. They missed it. Just as they missed standing up there supporting him on making America great again. You see, that's a person, that's a people who ain't got no, they not human. You're not human. When he's going to the sundown towns on your tail telling them they did a great job, and you got your stupid tail up there on his podium saying, make America great again. We with you, Donald Trump. And you see the point I'm making? This is why I think about the fathers when he said, when they're going to take your life and think they're doing something. But Father, you don't let them do it? Sure I am. Sure I am. See, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. All y'all get is, long as it's just me and mine, I don't give it. You can be like that all you want. But the same thing that they're doing, they're not doing it because of what they did. They've done this for years. And then they still got sundown towns. Did y'all know I never knew it was sundown towns until in the last, 3 or 4 years? I had never heard of that. I didn't know that stuff exists. And to learn it and people know it and walk around like this racist and this hate is not here, y'all kick rocks. Stay away from me when you running around here thinking that stuff is okay. People feel they say, long as it ain't me, it's not my parent. Yes, y'all, it's coming from the bloodline. Whether you know it's your bloodline or not, he's coming from the bloodline. And he know who that is. Even if it's not what you think, it's the bloodline of the blood. He coming for the bloodline even of the spirit. So he got them on both ends. One going to hell and one going to die on this earth. Because the terrible day of Yah is at hand. So now I have here. The star that is in Israel, which they tried to make y'all think that it's the Star of David, and it is not. It never was the star. It's the star of the morning star of Satan. It is not the Star of David. So you got all these brown-skinned people running around here with the star on their neck. You see how sick they are? I told y'all they gone. They have not even had the righteous teaching anywhere near them. So they have to take the unrighteous teaching and be fools in it. The star that Israel over there using to represent them, that's the star of Satan. The morning star. That's Satan's star. And you got these brown-skinned people out here, Judah, using that same darn star, claiming it to be them. The star of Yeshua HaMashiach was not the star that these sick people got over in Israel. But people, even the brown-skinned people, have the nerve to take on this star. It's not the Star of David. And it's not the star of Yeshua. So why are you taking on this? Because see, gone. It just, and you know what? Y'all look at me all cockeyed, but when I'm saying they gone, y'all don't understand. They have to be gone. Because the Spirit ain't taught them no better. So if the Ruach don't come to teach you the things which is righteous, then what do? You learn the things that's unrighteous. It's only two routes, y'all. You either walk in the right lane or you walk in the unrighteous lane. It's either one or the other. Must we put everybody in the lane of righteous and calling it? I know. If it was up to everybody, that's where they would put him. You know why you all will put him there? So you can be in there too. You'll put everybody there just so you can be in there too. Then when hell hits on this earth, why are you going to end up over on the fire? Yeah, right. So the Star of David is a sad thing because, like I say, a lot of so-called Hebrew Israelites take on the star that they're using over in Israel for those fake Jews. They take that same star and not understand you're serving the star of Satan. People don't understand that when it says the synagogue of Satan, they serve the synagogue of Satan. These are those who represent Satan. You can't go get their star off their neck and claim it to be yours. If they have that same star, somebody is evil. So if you get in there and you claiming the same star as they are, then you are the same as they are. Satan's seed. And they're too stupid to figure that out. You can't go grabbing that star talking about, oh, it's the Star of David. You the star of a fool. That is not David's star. That has no detachment to David. Do anybody have any question? Oh, there go another one. I said something earlier in the message. Oh, I guess he didn't want me to talk about that. Okay. I just went away, just that quick, just out of nowhere. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. Were you all, and then again, you maybe not. And the reason why I say you probably didn't is because no one left a comment if they were able to see. There is, I've explained that to you all. And the reason why also they are doing the things that they're doing is because the Father there was a time where principality in high places, in the high places, and there was angels. You all have had angels that will be warred with those in high places, on your behalf. The Father has took out that was there to keep them from the earth. You see what I'm saying? So the battle was in principality in high places. But I explained to y'all that the Father said they're no longer in high places, they're on the earth. You see what I'm saying? They're on the earth now. So what is actually happening is they're on the earth, and just because they're on the earth don't mean they can run stupid and think that y'all ain't gonna have no say so. Don't forget, he still got that will. And if his will don't allow you to do this, they already know we better not do that, because if he got it written in his will, we already know, hands off. So even though they're on here, I know that they're here. I know that they are here. I'm gonna tell y'all, I experienced something, and I'm gonna tell you, I try to get away with it by saying, okay, it was what I was drinking. It's this here. The Mexicans got this soda, and I wanted to taste it, and I bought one at the store, thinking it was more, maybe better or healthier, somewise, than drinking orange soda, grape, Pepsi, cola, all that. And I drank some during that evening, and when I went to bed, I didn't think nothing of it, but I had a real strange night. And I want so bad to call it a strong delusion. I really want so bad to call it that, y'all, but I don't think I can. I don't think I'm gonna get away with just saying it was that. Y'all, these voices, for real, woke me out of my sleep. And I just laid there and said, am I hearing that? I can hear these voices. It was making some ugly sounds. Then all of a sudden, my pajamas was being poured on. I'm saying, hold up now. And I never went back to sleep. I got up. Was that drink I had? What was that? I put it on everything. I said, wait a minute. Was it the drink, the soda? Maybe I ate too much of that candy. I was coming up with everything. But let me tell y'all, I sit back and I watch it also on my phone and on my laptop. How I can be talking. And it's amazing how it just cut out some words. And where I realized, and it took me back to what he said. They're not in principalities anymore, Deborah. They're here on the earth. You guys, I had that thing that I had on here about that girl. It is impossible for you all not to have heard her as clear as the guy that announced her. It bothered me, y'all. I did that video 8 times. And every time it got to where that young girl was speaking, it would tune off. And I had to sit there and say, okay, Father, that's what you were saying. They really down here, y'all. They really down here on the earth. They are really, for real, down here on the earth. And I know y'all want to clown and act a fool with each other and want to think that, oh, this can't go. Let me tell y'all, they down here. You think I'm afraid of them? Nope, I'm not. For what? They don't rule nothing. But I ain't ashamed to tell you, they're here. Just as the Father told me. He said, ain't no more principalities in high places. They down on the earth. So this is why it's nonstop things that are happening. And I will say to you all, they're not going to stop the lynching. They're not going to stop cutting up the bodies and putting the bodies on fire. All of it's coming out of the people, y'all. It's coming out. Who they are is coming out. There are forefathers that was in them all the time. It's all of that stuff coming out, y'all. Judah got all kind of things coming out of him. It's coming out. And a lot of you all, you might not watch the news. I don't normally watch the news at all. I watch YouTube, but I don't watch the news. But I was saying that if I watch the news, I'll probably be a loony bird, because to see all this stuff just on YouTube is more than enough. But the sad part about it is, it's so much stuff going on, and I just don't know why Yah is not allowing. Like you said, it ain't written, Deborah. That's why. It ain't written. What is it you don't get? Because I'm like, it's so confusing to see this stuff, for what all this stuff going on, and nobody's saying anything. Nobody's doing anything. Trump's sitting here trying to make the people in this country believe that Iran is messing with the water, messing with the power. He just telling us his next move. Their next move. And I noticed they've been showing us a lot of things through movies, through pictures, through even themselves telling you what they're going to do. But the people still walking around saying, so what? We don't care. We with it. We all for it. So I'm like saying, okay, now, Father, they don't care about what you're about to let happen. No, they don't. So see why tribulation don't fade? or don't bother anyone, that tribulation is going to take its course, or that it's taking its course. You see how nobody is not even moved by tribulation? No one could care because people are all numb. And I'm trying to understand, how could y'all be numb? Only thing I can think of is zombies. Because all these things is happening, and it's happening. No one's can't seem to just see it at all. And I know what the Father done told me. I know I'm with him there. I salute him there. But the two sides, seeing it spiritual and seeing it natural, that's more than enough. So if it's shown to me spiritual and it's shown to me natural, truly, can't the people see it natural? At least some of it. They can. Why ain't nobody said nothing about all these hangings and killing of these young people? Why ain't nobody talking about it? Why ain't nobody doing nothing about it? It could be what I was saying earlier. If the earth only have the law and justice, that's it. That's why. It's only law and justice. So you're going to have to depend on the law of this land and justice. There's no righteous in it, y'all. So don't look for it. It's no righteous. It's real bad. And I'm like, if it get any worse, what are they going to see then, Father? They're going to see it for what it is. Do it. You got to get like that? Yep. That's how it got to be. Because I don't know if y'all know that when the Israelites were in Egypt, they cried out. They cried out. And when they cried out, what happened? He came down with the whole host of heaven. Oh, he came down, baby. With the whole host of heaven. Go back and read your study guide. He came down. In this situation, he ain't coming down, baby. He ain't coming down. He ain't coming down. And I'm sitting here saying, wait a minute, hold up. All these earthquakes, all these volcanoes, tsunamis, all these happening, and people walking around like ain't nothing going on. All the prophecies is right before us. But people are like zombies. And I know what a lot of it has to do. People are caught up from the floor up in themselves. And they think the world revolves only them and theirs. But I say unto you all, be careful out there. I don't know if I can even say that, if I'm allowed to say that. Because if Yah is not letting you feel the issue, and you know what? You see how I can get on here and be bold? You don't see me being afraid. Ain't nothing about me telling you I'm afraid. But it ain't going to stop me from telling what I see and telling the truth. Oh, no, it ain't going to stop me. It ain't going to stop me. All that the Father constantly keeps showing me, and then I'm going to be fearful for what? That's why he's sharing it with me. So I won't be at all. But know that it's right before you. So when you see the people doing what they're doing, I see that. And I see nobody is saying anything, doing anything. Another last thing, and I'm out. Al Sharp is taking those people to Washington. And y'all know that the ICE is there. So I don't know what that outcome going to be, but Al Sharp is a monster, like a real monster inside of him. For real, for real, for real. And for him to be taking brown-skinned people to Washington, D.C., talking about marching, for what? For what? All the wrong things. So who's putting him up to it? The whole Muslim organization with Farrakhan did it for the Million Man March. What the rat's behind is your skinhead. going up there to march for? For what? Why ain't you going to Mississippi? Why you and Ben Crump ain't going to Mississippi? No, y'all can't do that. And you sit back. I haven't heard nobody say anything about what's really going on to the point where, okay, we're going to put a stop to this because we're going to stand, our ground. So we're going to keep them from doing it to others, or we're going to stop this, right? So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I'm out. Woo, Father, yeah, I'm out. So you all also need to find a way to bring Yah into your living. Because without him, you ain't going to escape this. Sister Deborah ain't going to escape it either. Not without him. And I say unto you, you all have a wonderful evening. And I say, shalom and shalom.